Hey guys, despite the fact that this has an hour's timestamp, you may notice that we put part 1. That is because the recording for this took so long that there was absolutely no way to only get one episode out of it. It took us 2 nights to record the entire thing. Sorry for the inconvenience, but the sort of good news, I guess, is we did get 6 episodes out of Wild West Winter, and it kind of gets to run into March, if that's a thing you were interested in. Anyway, hope you can still enjoy the episode, but no, you won't be receiving the next part until 2 weeks from now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG. I hope you're not here to learn how to do character creation the right way, because we are doing the Cat Creation Podcast here. I am one of your hosts. My name's Joel.
I am another one of your hosts, and my name is Avalor. Welcome.
Glad to be here today.
It's always nice to come into the studio and record these with you.
Yeah, though it is kind of a solemn occasion this episode.
Yeah.
Because it is the end of Wild West Winter.
Unfortunate, but, you know, as they say, all good things come to an end, and this is one of those times. But what they don't mention is that new good things will come in the future.
They don't tell you that, but it is true. Mm-hmm. It does happen sometimes.
So, we are here on the last Wild West Winter episode. Should we tell them what game we're doing?
Nah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. It's not important to mention it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Sorry. We're playing Haunted West by Darker Hue Studios.
Yes. Very interesting by the cover art I'm seeing here.
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah. You know, you think haunted and you think ghosts, but aliens, I think, can be haunting. They can haunt if they want to.
Yeah, sure.
They can leave their friends behind, because my friends haunt.
Yeah, because if they're friends... Yeah.
Yes, so, we're playing Haunted West. Or we're not playing. We're creating a character in Haunted West.
We're creating a cat in Haunted West.
A character. You can't spell character without cat. Not in a row, but cat's in there. I can assure you that.
Yeah, I guess if you're into blackout poetry...
You know, it works.
Yeah. Anyway, so our show has its own kind of rules. We'll follow the character creation process as closely as we can, but the character creation process of a lot of games comes into conflict with the core values of this show. Specifically, the core value that we make a cat in the game. So we have our own rules to follow to make sure that we stay on topic. And the topic is, of course, making a cat in the game. So...
Would you like to start us off with the rules, Joel?
I will do that, yes. Rule number 1 is we accept no cop-outs. We're making a cat, the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, no people turned into cats, no lions, no tigers, no coyotes. That's not even a feline animal. But, no, none of them either. Yeah. Or any other cop-out you can imagine.
Rule number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. If the rules of the rule book do not explicitly allow something to happen, we count it as a rule broken. Yeah, homebrew is not real, and it can't hurt you.
Exactly.
Not here, at least. This is a safe space.
Yeah, we are a homebrew-free podcast. Unless you count the act of breaking the rules to make a cat to be homebrew. Then...
Hey.
You know what?
Cut that. We don't mention that.
Don't... Yeah, don't think about that too hard.
You know.
Rule number 3 is if the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet. I don't think that's the case here.
Perhaps not.
I don't think there's, stat sheets for anything. I didn't see anything like that in the table of contents or anything else that I looked at before we started. Hey, I just noticed that one guy on the front cover has a jetpack.
I'm sorry, what? He does have a jetpack. Huh. You know, they probably got that technology from the aliens, I bet.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, I want to shout out the lady that has on what looks to be blue jeans, but then Also assless chaps.
I mean, the chaps are just... That's how chaps are. So, yeah, people wear something under them to cover it.
Is that just how chaps are? I'm going to be real. I've never worn chaps before.
I don't think all chaps are assless, but yeah.
Not all chaps are assless, but all assless are chaps.
Yeah, take it from me.
Yeah, no.
I'm a chap.
You are a chap. Okay. Good to know.
That's just another thing they call men chaps, sometimes.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And I bet the guy on the front of this cover with the jetpack does look like he would call people chap. Or the guy with the cards, actually. He looks like he would call people chap. But
he kind of looks like, what's his name?
Oh, that guy. Like, yeah, sure.
He kind of looks vaguely like Giancarlo Esposito.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got that right. Oh.
Is that not who you're thinking?
No, yeah. I had to double check. Yeah, like a younger version.
Yeah.
I wonder, he's got to be in a Wild West something somewhere, right? To get a good comparison.
We don't have time to...
Yeah,
we cannot go down this rabbit hole again.
Okay, alright. Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, must exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. Yet again, no homebrew. And I believe we are only looking at the core book today. Does this even have an official expansion?
It has some supplements. I think they might be adventures. I didn't look too closely, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's like a pre-made adventure thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Rule number 5 is the cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do.
Rule number 6 is, if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it.
Do we think this is the one that's going to let us make a cat 6-shooter?
I hope so. If the aliens cannot manufacture a 6-shooter for the cat, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
Notable tools being, I'm going to say, twist-off beer bottles, or even regular beer bottles.
Hey, I'm going to take it a step further. I don't think a cat can open a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah, probably not. Now, hold on. Could a cat open, like, a bottle of wine, like a cork? Because, like, they got a claw.
I don't think...
But, yeah, would the claw be strong enough to pull the cork out without just breaking the cork?
I don't think a cat's going to be able to... Maybe a bottle of champagne, if you shake it up well enough, then a cat might be able to, but not without injury.
True.
That thing is going to go flying, and their paw is going to... If their claws are in that, that's not going to be pretty.
Then the cat just goes flying up.
I don't know if it's that strong, but it'll definitely take some of the cat with it.
Some fur, at least.
I'm worried about the claws that are stuck in there.
Yeah, that too.
That could be painful.
That would be painful. Unconventional ways to declaw your cats. Don't declaw your cats.
Yeah, don't.
Especially not with a champagne bottle, please, for the love of God.
Do not trick your cats into declawing themselves by having them open your champagne. That's a whole other level of cruel and unusual.
I would say don't even have a cat in the room when you're opening a bottle of champagne. Too many things can go wrong there.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, rule number 7, if the character sheet has a section that's meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave that blank, so potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with. Also, so that we don't end up creating 2 characters to use a whole character sheet again.
Yes. And finally, rule number 8, we have to keep track of every rule that we break, and we will tally those up and talk about them at the end.
Yep, it's usually just like one rule where it's like, hey, you're supposed to be a human, or something that has opposable thumbs. And we're like, no, we're not. We're a cat.
Yeah, we do what we want on this podcast, as long as it fits the rules.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it has meant so far we've not had a cat who could use a 6-shooter.
Yeah. How good would a cat be at fanning the hammer, do you think?
I don't know.
I'm trying to envision how...
I don't think even in the best case scenario, this cat is going to become a quick draw legend.
Probably not. But we can try.
Yeah, if there's a way to make a cat 6-shooter, you bet we're gonna take it.
Alright, well, let's jump into the game and see if we can find that out.
We'll do our best.
So if you would like to follow along, we are on page 119 in the PDF.
I think the actual character creation rules might start on 121.
Oh, yeah, they do. The step-by-step rules. I wonder... Okay, yeah, this first part is just talking about making the myth. They have little blurbs here for what I believe are the classes, but they probably have more info down here.
We'll see.
Alright, step 1, partner, your traits. There are 7 primary traits: physique, reflexes, knowledge, technology, resolve, awareness, and personality, representing the character's core capabilities. These also determine secondary traits: damage bonus, initiative, gumption, and stamina.
I really want to know what the gumption stat is.
I do too. Do they?
Under secondary traits.
Yeah, they do have a description. Gumption is the ability to cope with harm and is subtracted from all damage. Nice. Sounds like a...
It's abbreviated as GUMP, by the way. I just want everyone to know that.
Yeah. Okay, I think there's a term that uses that word, but I feel like the term is not great, so I'm not going to say it. But I think there's something about Gump.
Are you thinking of Forrest Gump from the movie Forrest Gump starring Tom Hanks?
I'm thinking of the word gump in it, but I feel like that's not actually a term, and that's something my brain has crafted out of something else that sounds like the word gump.
I have literally never heard anyone say that before.
Well, I'm not gonna look it up.
I'm scared to Google it, though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look it up, because I don't know what it could be, if it is a thing. Alright.
So anyway, step 1, traits. The primary traits are represented by a numerical value ranging from 1 to 20.
Oh.
They are presented in 3 flavors: the Westerner, the Grittier, and the Spaghettier.
Okay. Alright. I looked down. They have some examples here. So the Westerner is something you would find in Hell on Wheels, High Noon. The Grittier is something that you would find in Deadwood or Bone Tomahawk. And the Spaghettier is something you would find in Wild Wild West or Django Unchained, which makes more sense.
Yeah. Wild Wild West, by the way, is that movie that had a giant mechanical spider that the producer insisted they added even though it made no sense. Also, probably Cowboys vs. Aliens.
Yes, Cowboys vs. Aliens.
The thing that would be incredibly thematically relevant to this game.
Yeah, why didn't they choose that one?
I don't know, maybe it hadn't come out yet. How old is this game? I don't actually know.
Good question. Wild Wild West is not the movie I'm thinking. Cowboys vs. Aliens. Oh, that came out in 2011?
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel like we've already talked about that movie on this podcast related to Wild West Winter.
Maybe. You know, every time we leave the studio, I just immediately forget everything that we did.
You know what? That's fair.
And I hope that our audience does too, so if we do remake jokes, they don't realize it. There's only so much material in the world to go through, and let me tell you, my Type 5 has not been doing great at the stand-up club.
I can't find any information about when this game was published to Drive-Thru RPG, but I'm going to assume it was sometime after 2011.
Probably. Alright, let's get to these traits. Starting trait values are between 1 to 20. These scores are baseline percentages for linked skills. So the Westerner, rolling 5d4, add the dice together for each stat and assign as the player wishes. You can point spend 87 points, with spent 0.4 point up to 20, or you can assign a bunch of numbers that they give you automatically: 16, 14, 13, 12, 12, 11, 9. Then, let's see, the Grittier, you can roll 44, 70 points, and some other stat numbers. The Spaghettier is 7d4, but you drop the lowest 2 dice and add the remaining dice together. Or you can spend 104 points.
Yeah, these are the, again, like it said, more fanciful, heroic tales.
Yeah, I feel like we have to go with the Spaghettier, right?
We're playing a cat.
Yeah,
we're playing a cat. It would make sense.
This character will hopefully fit right into Wild Wild West.
Now, I do have a thought on that, though.
Yeah?
Even if we follow Spaghettier rules for most of the character creation process, assuming there's a difference beyond this, I wonder if it would make sense to use the Grittier stats, simply because we're playing a small, very fragile creature.
That is fair, and I like that line of thinking. Yeah, so we would just have, like, less overall skills.
Yeah, we wouldn't be as good as the humans in our spaghetti western.
Yeah, okay. I dig that. So here's the real question, though. Do you want to do point spend, or do you want to do 44?
I feel like for simplicity's sake, we should either take the assigned values or roll 44.
Okay. What do the assigned values add up to?
They better add up to 70.
Yeah. Yeah, it adds up to 70.
Alright, that's what I thought.
Alright, so we have physique, reflexes, knowledge, technology, resolve, awareness, and personality. And the ones that we can assign are 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
Easy fall.
Unless you want to do 4d4.
You know what? I like a random chance. Let's do 44. Incredible first roll, starting with a 3 and 3 ones. So that is a 6.
Alright, which stat do we want to assign that to?
It's a great question.
Where are the traits listed? I don't actually see that here.
Okay, they just don't have these in alphabetical order, that's why. But they do on the sheet. No, they don't on the sheet.
Weird.
Okay, let's look at what are under these skills. So, under awareness, we have animal handling, deduction, long arms, navigation, observation, psychology, tactics, and tracking. Under physique, we have archery, athletics, fisticuffs, fortitude, intimidation, low profile, melee, and throw.
I think our 6 should go into resolve.
Into resolve?
Because we don't care about business or negotiations or
Oh, yeah, no.
theology. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is a cat. I don't know if you know much about cats, listener, but not very theistic.
Nah, they do not have any respect for God.
So true, actually. Alright, let's roll our next one.
Yep.
An 8.
8. Man, are these all gonna be so low?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe technology.
I want technology to be high, because if there's any shot
True.
that we can make the cat gun, then we need technology to be a high value.
True.
Knowledge, though.
Knowledge could help in the crafting of the gun.
Yeah, but all those skills are under technology.
True.
Knowledge is more like counterfeiting, first aid, medicine, language, logic.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we will put our 8. Alright, next, please be good.
Give us a 12.
11.
Oh, an 11. Good enough. Here's the thing. By rolling 44, we're not going to get better than 12. So, 11, almost as good as it gets for us. I think that's gotta be our tech.
It's gotta be our tech, unless we happen to roll a 12 in the next few.
Yeah.
Okay, up next, a 12!
Okay.
Alright.
Well,
you know where that's going.
let's put the 11 in personality.
Personality? I was thinking that or reflexes.
Ooh, reflexes is good too.
That's tough.
Let's say personality for now, I think.
Yeah.
We'll just put the next highest one we get in reflexes.
Alright, up next.
Well, it's
9.
another 12. Nope, it's a 9. Okay.
Maybe physique?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Now, low profile is in physique, but I feel like
You know whose problem that is?
not ours.
Yeah.
Plus stealth is and reflexes in this. Okay, so we have 2 more rolls.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get. A 13!
Wait. Oh, no, the max is 16.
Yeah.
I did the math wrong in my head. Anyway, yeah, I think a 13 in reflexes is fine.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Unless you want to swap out technology.
I think technology can stay at 12.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless we get to something later that would require us to swap them.
Yeah.
If we roll a 10 on this next one, we may have well just used the assigned one. So let's see. 12 again! How about
12.
that? And our last skill to put into is awareness.
Okay, while we're on this topic, though, I think maybe it would make more sense for awareness to be our 9 and physique to be our 12, since we have the stats.
Okay.
Because, awareness is, animal handling, deduction, long arms, navigation, observation, psychology, tactics, tracking. Some of those are things that a cat could be good at.
Yeah, but not something they need to be good
Yeah. Not that a cat really needs to be good at fisticuffs either, but,
But there's some other stuff in there that's useful. Intimidation, athletics.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so those are our dice rolls. Up next would be our secondary traits. The secondary traits are derived from some combination of the primary ones. Frequently, this involves adding traits together and then dividing them by the listed number and rounding down. Okay, so yeah, I think it just goes through the list here. So, our damage bonus, or DB, High Physique provides a damage bonus that is the Paragon's raw physical power in melee and some ranged combat.
So, physique bonus. What do we have again? 12?
So we get a 0. You know what? I'll take that. It's not negative.
Yeah, it's one of our better things.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
Initiative is reflex plus knowledge plus awareness divided by 10.
Okay, so reflex 13, knowledge 8, awareness 9.
Yep. So 3. because 30 divided by 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at me, I'm so good at math. And I'm not using a calc, guys.
I am.
Oh. Well, that's alright. We don't shame calc users here.
Anyway, so now for our Gump.
Yeah, tell us, what's our Gump, Joel?
So, that is physique plus awareness plus resolve divided by 10. So, physique 12, awareness 9, resolve 6.
27 divided by 10.
2.7.
I'm assuming we don't round up or down, right? Does it say? Oh, it does say rounding down.
Oh, rounding down. So, 2.
Only 2 Gump, man.
We tried.
You watch that popular duo on YouTube that plays video games, the Game Gumps?
It's been a while since I've heard those names. Actually, that's not true. I saw someone sharing the Mark Zuckerberg animation again.
Oh god, yeah. Classic. Up next is our Grit. And in parentheses next to it, it just says Grit. That's your abbreviation.
Grit is short for grit, guys. Yeah, we get 1 if we're going by the grittier rules.
What? Okay, no shade to the people that wrote this. What do you mean the grittier class gets the least amount of grit? What?
It's because, like, the setting is grittier.
Okay.
So, like, you, the characters, have less grit because the world is more lethal, so you have fewer chances to tough it out, you know?
Okay, yeah, I get what you're going for. Okay, that makes more sense, but I don't know. In my mind, grittier, you should be grittier.
Although, if we want to go with the spaghetti western style for the rest of character creation, because we only use the grittier stuff for determining our base stats, right? So we could say that we start with 4 grit because no one wants to see the cat die. Let's be real.
Yeah. I'm okay with that solely because I feel like you said, the only reason we went with the grittier was because cats would naturally have less stats than humans, as you would think.
Right.
But we want this character to be a spaghettier style. So how many points was that again?
4.
4 grit for this cat.
Shows gritty stats while playing spaghetti style. That's what I have in the broken rules.
Okay, yeah. We gotta get gritty. The popular Fortnite emote.
Also, why am I thinking... No, the McDonald's mascot is Grimace. I'm thinking of the hockey mascot.
Yeah. When's he coming to Fortnite, huh?
I don't know. He's already in WWE 2K20, so...
Wait, no way, for real? I'm gonna look up clips of that.
You didn't see that episode of Monster Factory?
I didn't. I'm gonna have to look that up later. It's been a while. They're still making Monster Factory? I thought they quit.
Well, they were still making them in 2020 with WWE 2K20. They made Zach Braff as a Super Saiyan, then the game reset and they lost that, so they made Gritty.
The natural next lateral move, I see. Okay, we write that down for research purposes later. So stamina, okay, stamina is our next secondary stat. It says stamina is the miniature's action pool for the Badlands, and equal characters' physique, reflex, knowledge, and resolve divided by 10.
So physique, 12, reflex, 13, plus knowledge, plus resolve?
Yeah, 39.
So it's 3. 1 point away from 40.
Damn.
1 point away from it being 4.
So close to greatness.
It's fine. I love how we get, like, movement in feet and also movement in miles per hour.
I guess for the really long chase scenes that people are having in this game, question mark?
It's gotta mean horseback, right?
It's gotta be, yeah. Before we do that, though, we do have vitality and lucidity.
Yes.
Each starts at 15 points, and some propensities and peculiarities can increase those values. And then it has some info on how they work.
Yeah.
Vitality is already measured on the bottom of the sheet. Both vitality and lucidity.
Ah, okay.
Now, vitality is measured in guts.
Oh, I see.
And lucidity is measured in pill bottles? I didn't know they had pill bottles back in the day.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Where else are you going to store your pills?
I put them in the ground. Dig a hole.
Are you trying to medicate Mother Earth?
I mean, Mother Earth right now probably has some depression, so... Yeah.
Funny how you fill the vitality left to right, but the lucidity from right to left.
Yeah, that is weird. I wonder what the design choice was for that.
Probably so you don't make a mistake of what you're looking at a glance.
Yeah. I do want to point out, this says typical human movement, so we can just go ahead and jot that not a human down right now. So normal is 30 feet per round. Quick is 120 feet per round. Now, are we quick? How fast can a cat run? 30 miles per hour.
Yeah, but they can't do that for very long.
Yeah, no. Quick does say for a short duration on...
Like, really short bursts.
Yes. But no, quick does say for a short duration on it. Now, I don't know what that means gameplay-wise, but also we are not bumping our speed up to 360.
No.
Because apparently 120 feet per round is 10 miles an hour. But do we get both of these? Is that just like, hey, I want to move quick this round? Because there's no... Oh, there is.
I think so.
No, there's a spot for move in feet and miles per hour on the sheet. So I guess it just wants us to pick?
I guess. I'd say, let's do quick for that.
Okay, so 120 feet per round at 10 miles an hour. Pretty speedy cat.
Yeah, well, they're not endurance animals, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. We are on to step 2.
So they gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Speaking of gotta go fast, you've been talking about miles per hour a lot. Makes me think of Tails.
Good old Tails, a.k.a. Miles per hour.
Yeah.
Love that guy. I still need to go see Sonic 3.
You do need to see Sonic 3. Everyone needs to see it.
I had the end credit scene spoiled for me yet again. Same thing happened when Sonic 2 came out. Somebody posted like the entire clip on Twitter like the next day.
Oh.
And of course they posted literally who's in it but they put that first, because why not? It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not super worried about it getting spoiled, but when it does, I was just like, oh man, you know.
I mean, the end credit scene has literally nothing to do with the movie as a whole, so like...
Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel like the one in the second movie didn't really either.
No, it's just a setup for a next movie.
Yeah. But in terms of what's happening in the current movie, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no. Completely irrelevant to that.
Okay, let's move on. Step 2, Humble Beginnings Milestones.
Yeah, starting our milestones. We got our lineage, number of siblings, who raised ya, first lessons, adolescence, apprenticeship, life events, and family relationship.
Oh boy.
The default starting game year for Haunted West Reconstruction is 1868.
Okay.
Valadiers can start their game in whatever year they like. If different, ask them what year your game begins. That way you can choose your birth year. I'd say this cat must have been born in 1864.
Okay.
So they're 4 years old. I think that goes at the top of the character sheet.
Oh, it does, huh?
The important part is the age. But, like...
Age 4.
Cat was born at a very young age.
Aren't we all?
Nah, I was born in my 20s.
You know, I would believe that if I didn't know you before you were 20.
Would you believe that? That would be a weird thing to believe about someone.
I feel like you just got the vibes. Like you've always had the vibes of a 20-year-old, you know?
Have I? People always think I look younger.
I do gotta admit, the first time I met you and I found out that you were, like, turning 18 that week, I was like, there's no way this guy is 18 years old. I was like, he looks 15 at best. But sure enough.
Anyway, so, our lineage. This is your beginning. Were you born here in the West, or did you start out back east, in Mexico or Canada, across the sea? So do we want to roll for this, or do we want to just choose one?
It's a good question. I feel like rolling does make it...
So our options are, background is enslaved, disenfranchised, lower class, middle class, immigrant, indigenous, or the elite, or destitute.
Okay.
Enslaved doesn't really make sense since we're a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's wild to think about every time I think about it?
What's that?
A lot of our, like, oldest serving, like, congressmen in the United States were born in the 20s, right? And in the 20s, the last people born into slavery would have still been, like, alive and in their, like, 70s and 80s.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So we have sitting congressmen who are old enough to have met former slaves.
It's true, and it's wild that is true. I think anyone over the age of, like, 60 should not be allowed in Congress. All right, Grandma, let's get you to the retirement home. I don't know, because, like, I'm like, we could roll for this, but also, like you said, enslave doesn't really make sense. Disenfranchise also doesn't really make sense, because it was like you were not born free, but have since been emancipated.
Lower class could be okay.
Yeah. Oh, plus we get a 5% craft bonus, which I believe is in technology.
That's what we want then.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do lower class. So we got +1 to reflexes. So does that make that a 14?
This cat's gonna make the cat 6-shooter itself.
Exactly. +1 to reflexes, which makes it 14. Craft.
Wait, does it give us a +1? It says it's a +5%.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, reflexes. You're right. My bad.
Okay, so +5% to craft. Is that... I don't know. There's 2 boxes on the right here. I don't know what goes where, so I'm just going to put the 5% in the left.
Let's see. There might be something...
If I need to move it later, I will.
Yeah.
+5% observation and +5% resilience. And then I think there is that... Yeah, lineage. Okay, so we're going to put that down here.
The nice lower class background.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey guys, how's the West haunting you these days?
So spooky, Joel. That's how it's haunting me.
Yeah, we all being haunted by aliens as we listen to this episode. I'm sorry. Yes, this is the first half of the Haunted West episode, if you couldn't tell from listening to the episode up to this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was chunky, but, you know, it was still fun to look at.
Yeah.
But we're here to tell you some stuff about the show going forward. Joel, do you want to hit him with the Patreon stuff?
Oh yeah, well go ahead and start with that because we've got news. By time you hear the next episode, in fact by time the month ends, which is in what, another week or 2 at this point?
A week and 2 days.
Yeah, March 1st, so you won't hear from us between now and then, but March 1st, our Patreon will open the second seasonal theme poll. We have only 1 month available to you this time, or 1 season, I mean, sorry. 1 season available to you. We couldn't figure out how to do a spring one, because that would be too soon. A spring or summer one would be too soon, basically. A winter one would mean we're back in the same situation next year, and so we just decided on the fall for this year.
Yep.
But in exchange for only getting 1 month to pick, or 1 season to pick a theme for, you get 3 options.
3 options? That sounds like a lot, Joel. How will they narrow them down?
Well, that's what voting's for.
The democratic process. I love it.
Yeah, so we have 3 themes for the fall. One of these is going to sound familiar because it was one of the options last time. That would be Fall Spooktacular.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have Fall Fantasia, where we look at fantasy-themed games.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Or Action Fiction Autumn, which is where we take a look at games that are heavily focused on, like, you know, the kind of, like, spy action films and or martial arts types films.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The action adventure.
Love that. So, horror, fantasy, or action.
There you go. Those are the options.
Yep. And you all can, like we said a minute ago, vote on them democratically by way of our Patreon page.
Well, I don't know how democratic it is. You do have to pay us to vote.
That's true. These votes are a little rigged for those that have money, but good news, to vote in the poll, I believe you only need to be at the $2 level.
Yeah, we set it to the lowest tier. Anyone
Yes.
can vote in this if they are a paying member.
Yes. So for $2 for 1 month, you will have access to this poll while it is up. You'll be able to cast your vote and then leave if you so choose, or you can stick around and continue to support us if, say, the one you voted for got picked and you're, you know, looking forward to it and you want to help us gather some funds to buy some cool games for that.
Yeah, we are finally starting to get a amount of money in the Patreon, so we'll probably be using that to get some larger, more expensive games that basically never go on sale, try and get some art so we can have some merch finally, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, be sure, go check out the Patreon page. That is patreon.com/badgertrove. You can sign up and vote over there. Go ahead, take a look around over there. We got other stuff going on there too.
Yeah.
That's it for the Patreon portion. Joel, should we go through some other show stuff, or do you just want to...
Well, real quick, you can go to any social media site, look up Literal Cat Pod, and you will find us there. You can go to TikTok, look up Literal Cat Podcast, you'll find us there. Or you can go to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod to find out any other information about the show you would like to know. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can go to literalcatpod@gmail.com or join our Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of ways online to get involved, start a conversation, give us feedback, what have you. And speaking of feedback, be sure to rate and review the podcast on whatever your current podcatcher is. We love seeing those come in. Drop a couple sentences about what you think about the show so we can look at it and be like, oh, that's nice, you know?
Yeah. And hey, I we've said this before, but I know we're pushing the Patreon heavy right now, and the Patreon, like I said, is probably going to afford us the opportunity here to start getting some artwork made, which might allow us to produce merchandise for the show a little easier. But really, the actual best way that you can support us right now is by going on to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever equivalent service you have and leaving a rating. The more ratings the show gets, the more likely the algorithms of those sites are to recommend us to new listeners.
Yes, and we love getting new people to listen to this show because it's a great way for them to experience new TTRPGs and build a fun community of fellow nerds who also like cats.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I think that's enough about the show for now. Avalon, what do you have to promote of yourself, if anything?
Currently, not much. Follow me over on Blue Sky. I be posted over there sometimes, at Avalon Alchemist. I do plan to get back into the Twitch game here soon. I'm probably just going to be streaming some rando games that I'm enjoying at the moment. So expect to see Destiny 2, maybe some Marvel Rivals. I've been playing some story games like Moonlighter and Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff like that. So if you want to just have a good time, hang out, ask me some questions, whatever, go to twitch.tv/Avalon Alchemist. Other than that, I got nothing. So Joel, what do you got?
Well, if you didn't know, I've started performing on Twitch as the VTuber OmamerVT. You can use that name, OmamerVT, to find me on basically any social media or video platform that you can imagine, except Vimeo. I'm not using Vimeo since they're doing a huge AI pivot.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to use them anyway, let's be real. But
yeah,
because of the AI pivot, I'm really not going to use them.
Understandable.
Check me out on Twitch if you feel like it. Follow me on social media if you feel like it. If you don't, then just tune in next episode. That'll be fine too.
Alright, well, you can tune in to the rest of this episode right now. We'll, see you over there.
Next, I think, is number of siblings.
We could roll for this one, too.
We could, because any one of these could make sense.
Only child, twins, 2, 3, survivor, or multitude. 1d6, 1.
1.
Only child. Roll 1d12 on the life
Adopted.
events table. Adopted. I'm gonna have to break that news to my cats one day.
What's the life events table?
I don't know.
Is this it? No. Okay, I found it. It's on page 140.
Oh, okay. And it does tell us to roll, so let's roll 1d12. 11.
11. Bumper crop. The community's herds or crops had a great year. Start with $50 worth of food, hides, or a mix of both.
Oh, cool. I guess I'm just gonna put those in notes.
Yeah, for now, I assume we'll get to what that means in a minute. So I guess next is who's raised ya? Find out more about where you come from. Family is essential, and sometimes it's the kindness of strangers who raise children left alone in the world. If a result indicates a roll on the life events or family relations table, note the rolls to be made, but not make them until you reach those tables later in this chapter. Oh, whoops.
Oh, I don't think it said that up there.
So we might have several life events.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine. So for now, we need to roll 1d8.
And it is... Oh, another 1.
You have both parental figures are present. Roll 1d12 twice on the life events table. So let's just make note of these, I guess, and we'll have to remember all these rolls that we're going to have to make. But yeah, I guess we're either a kitten who was raised by both of our stray cat parents, or we had a loving human home where they never had enough, but they took care of us.
Yeah.
And we learned how to make a cat gun. Well, no, I'm kidding. But
crafted it in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
First lessons.
What were your first lessons about?
There's a different first lessons table for every single, background. So we're the lower class one, right?
Yes.
We're on page 130. Your family works at the mercy of others and hopes that mercy holds out.
So we have industrial worker, drover, servant, snake oil merchant, sex worker, or prosecutor. And I guess we just roll 1d6.
Yep.
Dude, you gotta be kidding me.
1.
Another 1. Crazy. Industrial worker.
Industrial worker. Your family works on the railroad with their own hands, toils away in the bowels of a factory, or performs some other grueling work.
So we get +1 to our physique. Another one of our high skills just getting boosted.
Hey, I'll take it.
True. 10% to athletics or trade.
Let's say athletics.
Athletics, okay.
Because otherwise we have to work out what this cat's trade is.
Yeah. 10% to explosive or mechanics. I think we might want to go mechanics, because that's in our technology.
Yeah, we want... Explosives would be funny, but mechanics actually kind of, again, would help us make a cat gun.
Yeah, builds towards our goal. I'm thinking about our future.
Yeah.
And then we can get a +10% in fortitude or observation. And we already have 5% in observation, so we could make that 15.
Where's fortitude at?
Fortitude is in physique,
which
is already a good stat. So I don't know what this 10% will do for us in there, but could be nice.
All right, let's put it there. We've already got a boost to observation.
Sure.
Now, I know awareness is not a good skill, but, still.
Yeah. Okay. So that is our first lessons. What was it? Industrial worker?
Yep. Next is adolescence. Finally starting to come into your own. Your adolescence marks your transition from child to close enough to adult. This comes with benefits, of course, but also new dangers. If you weren't old enough to be put to work before, you might have been by now. And where you might have gotten away with harmless pranks as a kid, you suddenly found yourself facing real consequences. Alright, so roll 1d12.
Alright, not a 1. A 10! It's got a 1 in it, though, so you're on thin ice.
Raised in academia.
Okay. Being raised by educated people is bound to rub off on a person. Your curiosity about the world led you to pursue your own education. So we get 20% in expression or mechanics.
Mechanics, obviously.
That makes it, what, 30% more?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're good at mechanics, guys.
This cat is a mechanic. Plus 20% to language or research. Research is in resolve.
But if we do language, could have a talking cat.
True.
Who knows English.
I do like that for our characters, because they make more sense to play when you're playing them.
Yeah, I think the asterisk means... Oh, it's a trained skill. It says so right here.
Okay, and then we also get another plus 20% to language or scholar.
40% language?
40% language. We had to dump all of our knowledge into it so we could get people to understand us.
Yeah.
And then
either science or arts. What do you think making a cat gun would fall under? Is that an art or a science?
That feels like a science.
It might be a science.
But Sun Tzu did write The Art of War, so...
Not the science of war.
Yeah, not the science of war. Take that, nerds. All you science nerds and not art nerds. Okay, and that's it for this.
Let's see, is apprenticeship part of this? I think it is. Yep, apprenticeship.
Alright.
Let's see, so roll 1d12.
Oh boy. A 2.
2. The law.
Okay. You took on the responsibility of enforcing justice, whether on the frontier or on one of the coasts. Were you driven by justice or by vengeance? And there's extra skills we get down here. So you can either be a skilled sheriff and you gain an extra jack on deduction calls, or you can be a skilled vigilante and gain an extra jack on athletics call.
I feel like athletics is going to serve us better.
Yes. Plus, we get some good bonuses if we go by vengeance.
Yeah, we get the short arms thing, which is going to be our Cat 6 shooter.
Yes. So let's go ahead. The law
has entered the game.
The guy from VGHS.
It is still wild that show was actually good for 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in season 3. I just remember not being a huge fan of it.
Oh, it's because they didn't play any video games until the final episode.
Oh, that's right. No video games in my video game high school, man.
Yeah, it was almost like 100% relationship drama until episode 6.
Yeah, that's what made it kind of unfortunate. But alas, what can we do now? It's not like they're gonna remake video game high school. Nobody ever does a remake of video game stuff. That's just lame.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Man, imagine if we actually get someone from Dungeons and Daddies on to Call of Cthulhu.
They're not going to be mad that we diss their show that's 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, but just imagine, this is the episode that one of them picked. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Me see if these... they're dissing my show?
Yeah, let me see if these guys are cool real quick. Alright, well, fuck these guys.
Hey, I love the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's like, not like the third one was just so awful I couldn't watch it. It's just, it didn't measure up.
It just wasn't as good, but it was still, it was still good. Okay, so...
You got there.
We have 20% in archery or long arms.
There is absolutely no way we can use either of those.
I mean, we gotta put it in something.
If we gotta put it in something, put it in long arms, I guess, but like... We can't.
Yeah.
I guess it would be easier to make a cat long arm than it would be to make a cat bow and arrow.
That's true. I feel like opposable thumbs are a huge part of a bow and arrow.
Just having a grip in general is a requirement for a bow and arrow.
Plus 20% in athletics or dodge.
Dodge.
Yeah, we already have a 10 in athletics. So 20% in dodge. You don't take damage if you can't get hit.
Yep, can't touch this.
This is my new cat, MC Hammer.
Then obviously we're going to take the short arms boost.
I already wrote that one down. So it's just a 20% in ride or tactic.
Tactics.
Tactics, okay. And now these say type next to them. I don't know what that means.
If I had to guess, we have to choose a specific type of tactics or like an area of research.
Yeah, makes sense.
So like... For our crafting and mechanic stuff, I think it would be fair to say, like, firearms. For, like, the language, it would be English, right? Was there another one that had a... Raised in Academia had a lot of these. Science could be, I don't know what a good science... Chemistry, maybe?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, crafting and mechanics, like, the focus on firearms.
Yeah. I don't think we had a type for those.
For what?
For crafting and mechanics, specifically.
Oh, no, there was. For lower class, craft, type, yes.
Interesting. Well, they haven't told us what the types... Or do we just make our own types?
I'm guessing we're making our own. If I'm wrong, then we'll fix it, but like...
Okay. I guess I'll just put these next to it.
There is no type for mechanics. There's only one for craft.
So, type is, say, firearms.
Yep, learning how to modify guns.
Love that for us. Language is English.
Learning to speak it.
What is our tactics type? Talking like battle tactics?
Perhaps. I think for a cat it would be like ambush tactics, right?
That makes sense, yeah. Cats love ambushing.
They do. And then finally we have our family relations. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they hate you, sometimes they couldn't give two shits about you. But at the end of the day, they're family, by blood or choice.
It's true.
That's what they always tell you. Do we want to roll 1d6 on this one? I feel like it would be kind of weird if we landed on the top half of this thing.
Top half is in the higher numbers?
Yeah, disliked, rivalry, or absolutely hated.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the relationship most people have with their cats.
Yeah, no.
I don't know, maybe rivalry.
Rivalry.
But we're an only child, so...
Oh, yeah. Maybe favored, then, since we're the only child.
Yeah.
And this is just one family member, it looks like. Because you are this family member's favorite, you can rely on help from this family member in all but the worst circumstances.
Yeah, so, like, I feel like there's an easy one here. Like, if we're a poor, like, lower-class family where one of our family members works in a factory or something, then, like, there's a missus at home because of the era that this is taking place in, right?
Yes.
So, like, the mother figure, the wife of this family is, like, we might be their only social contact some days.
Yeah. Oh, wait, do you have to do this per family member?
Wait, is this per family member?
Well, because this says if a favor is parental, the next family relations result for a sibling is rivalry.
Oh, I think we do roll it for everyone then.
Interesting. Maybe, so we just have a mom and a dad.
Okay, we could roll for the husband then.
Oh, I'll put mom favored dad. Let's roll 1d6, right?
Yeah.
5.
Rivalry. You have a lifelong rivalry with this family member and will always try to outdo each other.
You might get along, but can't help but compete against each other.
Roll 1d6.
Okay. How does he really feel about us? 3.
It's a friendly rivalry.
There we go.
Alright, so we treat the relationship as if we're liked.
Yes.
But we're always trying to one-up each other. Okay, I feel like this makes sense, though. I feel like a friendly rivalry between a human owner and their cat is a thing that really happens.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Like, this dude is always trying to annoy the cat is always trying to jump on his back from behind.
Yeah. Maybe it's a friendly rivalry in the sense that, like, the cat's like, man, this guy really just doesn't seem to like me sometimes. And it's just him, like, messing with the cat, like, playing with them and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's gotta be how it is, right? Like, it's enrichment.
Yeah. Alright, we have life events.
Yeah, we gotta roll 2 more life events. We already rolled our first one.
Yes.
And it's 1d12 for each life event left.
Let's go ahead and roll 2. An 11 and a 2.
Another bumper crop.
Okay. I guess I'll just put bumper crop X2 on here.
Yeah, sure. And then number 2 is a disaster.
Uh-oh.
It was under a cold snap that killed the crops and cattle, another natural event, or the watchful eye of outside forces. Your people are subjected to famine condition. Are they? I feel like it would even itself out.
Probably.
Yeah, we had a disaster, but we also had 2 bumper crops, so, like, it evened out to 1 bumper crop.
Yeah. Also, we were talking about Sonic, and all I could think of is the flames of disaster.
I don't know what that's from. I haven't played whichever one.
It's from the Sonic spin-off series with Knuckles and the cop guy that I can't remember his name.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah.
I still don't remember exactly what that... But is that what he went on, like, the spiritual dream journey for?
I think so. I don't know for sure. I never actually saw it. I just saw a bunch of people memeing the clip on Twitter when it came out.
Oh.
It was just photoshopping into everything. Like, the most notable one was, like, the beginning of Big Hero 6, when the building blows up. They just photoshopped him behind the kid, and he goes, "The flames of disaster!"
Oh, that's not good.
It's not, but it was kind of funny.
It is funny.
Oh, this is okay, so disaster gives us a -3 to athletics and a -3 to fortitude. So,
but a +5% to resilience and a +5% to survival.
Yes. Good thing we already had fortitude and athletics at 10, so they're both now at 7%.
Oh, that's fine.
And then, yeah, resilience and survival. You said 5% to both?
Yeah.
So resilience is now 10%. Nice.
And survival has a type, so that might just be like foraging.
Okay. So those are our life events. And
now we're on to step 3.
Paragon archetypes. How many steps are there?
There are 11.
Oh, wow. And we are just now on step 3.
The milestones, it says, is the heart of character creation. So I'm guessing everything else is going to move a little faster.
Okay. Let's hope so. We're an hour and 20 minutes in.
Selecting your archetype. Paragon archetypes. West is obsessed with making myths about itself. After all, Buffalo Bill's Wild West shows began in 1872, first aimed to emulate the West and the myth before simply becoming a whitewashed version of it. But Paragons are no vaudeville act. They're the real Simon Pure and the center of a great and terrible stories, people with power who don't break under the weight of the world. They shape destiny, attract adventure, and wherever they go, trouble is sure to follow. After humble beginnings milestones, the next step is to select one of 12 core archetypes. Bear in mind that no 2 paragons are alike, even if they share an archetype. Each paragon archetype provides bonuses.
So let's look at our paragons.
The 12 paragons. Academic, Drover, Gadgeteer, Gunfighter, Holy, Hunter, the Law, the Libertine, the Mystic, the Official, the Practitioner, or the Resolute.
Alright, I know one that sticks out immediately.
The Gunfighter?
Actually, the Gadgeteer. Your natural talents lean towards creating reality-defying devices.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, the Gadgeteer's the one with the jetpack.
Of course he is.
Example occupations: inventor, engineer, mechanic, tinkerer, or photographer.
Well, not that one.
Yeah, not that one. Historical examples: Andrew Jackson Beard, black inventor Levi Strauss, white Jewish businessman Solomon Nunes Carvalho.
Probably Nunez.
Oh, Nunez, yeah. I don't even... Is that a word?
A daguerreotypist? That's a photographer.
Why couldn't they just say photographer? Huh?
Because a daguerreotype is like it's an organized self-portrait, basically. First done by, I can't remember his first name, but Daguerre.
Daguerre. Alright, thanks, Google. Yeah, that's great. What is a daguerreotypist? A person who makes daguerreotypes. Thanks.
Well, daguerreotype, if you look down below, the next link is from Wikipedia about daguerreotypes.
Yes. First publicly available photographic process, widely used during the 1840s and 50s. A daguerreotype also refers to an image created through this process. So, yeah, those like silver-plated, I guess, images that you see.
Yeah. Louis Daguerre.
Yeah, Louis Daguerre.
I know that fact because of Life is Strange. The first self-portrait was taken by him, of himself, obviously.
The first selfie.
Using this method.
Can you believe it?
There you go.
All right.
Anyway, Josephine Cochran, inventor of the automatic dishwasher, and John B. Stetson, inventor of the cowboy hat.
Woo.
That's why it's called a Stetson.
Oh, that makes so much sense. God,
that's the most important one on the list.
Everybody back in the day just named everything after themselves, which is crazy.
But they still do.
Well,
that.
yeah.
Sometimes.
Actually, fun fact: like literally at work the other day, we were talking about like if you had like a disease that was completely unknown, like what would you name it? Like if the doctors came up to you and were like, "We never seen this before. What would you name it?" And we found out. Turns out, in recent science, a lot of famous people have stuff being named after them every day. Look up, what's his name? Stephen Colbert from the Tonight Show, or he's got like a ton of different bugs and beetles and enzymes named after him.
That's hilarious.
They're all called Colbertes.
My brain just came up with, like, you know how there's a classification of, like, viruses that are mostly, like, common cold called rhinoviruses? Uh-huh. My brain just came up with Rihanna virus for this one specific variation of the common cold that someone finds. That's probably a thing.
It absolutely has to be a thing somewhere.
Yeah, I can't be the first one who's made that, like, connection.
We also looked it up because somebody had this question. There's no rules against naming something that is bad after somebody you hate. So if there's somebody you really hate and you find a new, like...
Nothing's stopping you from naming it after that one asshole neighbor. Good to know. Anyway, so I think we would be a tinkerer, probably, right?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if that actually makes a difference. We'll see. So it looks like we get some trait bonuses.
Yep.
Reflexes or technology +2. If we could boost technology even more.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This is up to like 15, I think.
Yeah.
We can't be sure. Hey, full disclosure, guys, there was a crash.
Yep.
But hey, we were prepared for it this time.
Yes. My computer does not like recording for, like, longer than an hour.
Yeah, we're both working on getting new computers, but we'll see.
Yeah, the stats may be a little funky for the rest of the episode, but...
Yeah, because we're just not sure.
Yeah, we will have the full character sheet completed when it goes up for viewing and stuff.
Yeah, we'll go through and fix it, listening back on the audio. Anyway, so it looks like they actually have assigned, like, knowledge types to these. I don't know what awa or res means, but I'm guessing that craft tech would mean technology, perhaps.
Yes. Awa, I think, is awareness. Technology. K&O is knowledge.
Oh, it's not like the type, it's the skill that it's under.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense. So I think craft makes more sense than trade.
Yes. Now, it says skills, so do we just put like an X next to it?
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that, so I guess for now, yeah, until we know what we're supposed to do with it, then
okay.
It might actually say back up here at the start of the chapter. Let me see.
Take a gamer.
Let's see, Paragon archetypes. +2 to a primary attribute, 7 trained skills up 25%.
Dang.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so our craft is now at 30%, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we get 2 points in peculiarities and 2 points in propensities, a choice of expertise, and sundry items with 4 tiers of quality.
So let's finish up our skills and then we can head down to those. So then, deduction or observation?
Deduction, right? Or would it be observation for us?
I feel like observation makes more sense for a cat.
I agree. Then electronics or mechanics.
Don't need electricity to make a gun.
No. We already have some points in mechanics. Do we want to give ourselves even more or boost electronics to even it out?
We can do electronics, why not?
Okay.
That could lead to some fun stuff later, too, because it's not... We're working towards the cat 6-shooter, but that's not the only thing we're working on.
Yeah, we could have the cat jetpack.
The cat...
Take that, Raura.
The cat pack. Who is Raura?
Raura Pantera. She's a Hololive member. She won't give her chat jetpacks.
Oh, that's lame.
She's also a cat girl.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I made the cat. That's where the connection came from.
I see. So then we could do logic or resilience.
I want to say resilience.
I think we can put some in resilience. I think we have a boost from that already, but what's more percentile?
What's one more?
What's one more boost, you know?
Ooh, now here's a tough one. Short arms or tinker?
To be fair, I think we already have a buff in short arms, right?
I think
yes,
so too.
We took one earlier.
We might have one in tinker, but we definitely have one in short arms.
Yes, we definitely have one in short arms. I feel like we go tinker.
Okay, let's do tinker.
We skipped a couple there, by the way.
Did we? Oh, pilot or weapon maintenance. Weapon maintenance.
Obviously. And then research or science.
We've already got some points in... We might have some points in research too, actually.
I don't think we do. I know for a fact we have points in science. But I don't think we had anything in research.
We might because it was an academic background, but we may have chosen science over research once already. I say we do it again.
Okay, so more science?
Yeah, more science.
All right. So 25 extra %.
This cat is going to be super scienced up.
Super scientific. All right. The Code of the West gives us callouts +2 and isolation.
Callous.
Oh, callous. What did I say? Callouts?
Yeah.
Callous plus...
Get off Twitter, Avalon.
Listen, that's not even a Twitter thing. I played too many multiplayer PvP video games. I'm always giving callouts. I'm not calling people out.
Callout culture needs to end.
Yeah, I'm not calling out people on Twitter.com.
If you say so.
+2, callous, and isolationist.
Nice.
Just like me for real. I'm not very callous, though. I don't have a lot of hate in my heart. Alright, Paragon Expertise. 1. You know the purpose of any human-built device you encounter. 2. You can always find someone hiring for a mechanic or repair position. 3. You know the quality of any piece of equipment. Or 4. You can recognize manufacturing marks and other quirks to identify the maker of a piece.
How many of those do we get again?
I don't know. Just the one, maybe?
1 second. Choice of expertise, so just one.
Just one. You know the purpose of any human-built device is pretty good for a cat, I think. The position that we've put this cat in.
Yeah. I like it or number 3. You know the quality of any piece of equipment.
Yeah. I'm going to leave this one up to you. I'm good with either.
Because,
I mean, if you know the quality of any piece of equipment.
I feel like 3 makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we're not human. So, like, what the heck do we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So we get 2 points in peculiarities and 2 points in propensities.
So our Paragon core propensities are Eureka, John Henry, and Weird Science.
Okay. I feel like if we only get 2, it would make sense to have Eureka and Weird Science.
Yeah, that's the 2 I was looking at. John Henry,
Who cares whether or not we make history? We made a cat gun.
Exactly. That's history in and of itself. Okay. Sundries. We get $1d6, 2d6 rounds of ammo, 3 sets of clothing, some shop equipment.
And don't forget, we get an extra $100 from our 2 bumper crops. Or was it just $150? We also have $100 worth of supplies and food or leather on top of the $1d6.
Yes. There is a cash on hand here. Let me roll a d6. 5. We have
$5.
$5 on hand. Which is actually a lot of money.
Yeah, that's some good money for the time.
That is not even walking around money. That is...
Yeah, that's getting robbed money.
Getting robbed money. All money is getting robbed money, Joel. Have you seen the economy?
Yeah, good point.
Do you think there is an amount of money that, like, if somebody was robbing you, they would be like, nah, man, I can't do this. You gotta take this back.
Yeah, when you're in debt.
Oh, yeah.
When your money is negative.
Yeah, the only way to get rid of that is to die. That just gets rid of it for you. It might go to one of your family members.
Well, legally it doesn't, but like if you borrowed money from the mob, then maybe.
Yeah. You tell me you don't get all of your extra money from the mob?
I don't even know anyone from the mob.
This is suddenly a safe space. Okay, we get 2d6 rounds of ammo. Let's roll it.
Heck yeah.
3.
Well, that's disappointing, actually.
Where ammo?
Just put it with the other supplies for now.
Yeah.
It seems like a thing that should go on the sheet somewhere, right?
It does seem like a thing that would go here.
It's fine.
I do not see it. It escapes my vision. Clothing, and it's just shop equipment or portable versions.
Well, no shop equipment is going to be portable for a cat, so...
Yeah,
I say we just take the full shop equipment.
Alright. Full shop equipment. I feel like we would need that, if we're tinkering around.
Exactly.
Pistol unreliable unless it's modified, which then counts as one gadget, but it starts off as unreliable.
Well, you know what we're doing.
Modifying it?
We have to modify it for cat use.
Exactly. 2 standard quality gadgets the Paragon has built.
So one of those is our pistol, right? To make it slightly better than unreliable and also cat compatible.
Yes. So I'll write down 1 standard quality gadget. And I will make our pistol no longer unreliable. I will make it a gadget.
Yeah. We have the cat 6-shooter.
On me. Joel, I'm sure as people have gathered, we're from America, right?
Right.
How come our pets don't have weapons already? That seems just like an American thing.
Well, I don't know. If you have a pet horse, you can give that thing a weapon.
Joel, I don't know how to tell you this. Horses are weapons.
Yeah, but they're easily spooked weapons, so, does that even count?
That's true. They're also incredibly flimsy. One leg gives out on a horse, and it's over.
Yeah, that horse is done at that point. But in the meantime, those kicks.
Whew. Yeah, those will hurt you. As somebody who has been kicked by a horse multiple times, it hurts.
Man, why do you keep getting kicked by a horse?
Okay, it happened when I was younger, okay? I was a farm boy growing up, okay? And I had to break in a couple of horses for my grandpa back in the day.
I see.
And they were not kind, which is why I have not ridden a horse since.
Understandable.
Okay, speaking of horses, we start with either a Shire horse or a wagon with 2 mules.
Well, I think we should take the wagon with 2 mules.
Okay, it is unreliable.
Yeah, but it's still a place to store our war bag, which has our saddlebags, bedroll, and tools.
Yes.
Alright, so we have our propensities, but where's the peculiarities?
Good question. Maybe they're down? Maybe it comes later, but it did mention it in this chapter, so I don't know.
Strange.
One might say peculiar. Yeah, I'm guessing there's something that shows up later.
Must be. And I don't know what the thing with that is either. Sorry, I'm going back up to the top to see if I can make some sense out of this with that. So, selecting a Paragon. Each Paragon path has tailored Paragon milestones to aid in growing their myth. So, that must be what these are.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that, the idea is that these are things that happen to us, in the era in question. And so, since we're only 4 years old, we would have to start in the... What year does this game take place in again?
1868.
So we're only 4 years old, so there's only probably a 3-year period in which we could, maybe even only 2 years. So, we would have to start at, 1866.
Yeah.
Which means Gadgeteer in the Old West is literally our starting point.
Dang. So these are our propensities, though.
No, this is our milestone.
Our milestone, okay.
We get one, Paragon milestone, I think. I guess let's roll that D12.
Alright. 12. Is that good, though?
Handmade.
You spend a lot of time working and Oh, man. Choose one technological item from the sundries which is of masterwork quality.
You know. It's the cat gun.
It is the cat gun. Holy shit. Okay, wait, this goes in milestones, right?
Yes, for the... Wait, do we get a milestone for each era?
Do we?
Sorry, I'm going back up to the Paragon archetype thing again, because I'm betting the answers here.
Yeah.
Paragon milestones have 3 primary tables: Western Expansion, Civil War years, and Old West. Every 4 years of the Paragon's life require a roll on one of the milestones to discuss... Okay, so we're only 4 years old. We only get one.
Alright, cool. Easy peasy. That's the last thing to do, too. So we have to go to the sundries.
Well, we already have our sundries, right?
Well, it said choose from the list.
Right, the list of sundries it provided us in the Paragon archetype.
Is it?
Yeah, because it gave us the list. It had the horse, the gun, the unreliable cart, that stuff. That was our sundries.
Choose one technological item from the sundries, which is of masterwork quality.
So we had 2 gadgets, right? And we didn't define the other one yet, so...
Are those our technological items, though?
I think so. There is a sundries thing later in the book, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is that you pick off of that.
The sundries, I'm guessing, is still things that we have.
Let me look.
So, because our gadgets count as sundries, either way. So we can make one of our gadgets masterwork.
True.
And we've already declared that our gun is our gadget.
Alright, if we can do that, let's just do that then.
I think for now, if we see that we're wrong, then we can worry about that later. Actually, I think at this point, I would just mark it as a rule broken. Because we need that gun.
We do need that gun.
We need that Cat 6 shooter.
Alright, so.
Now we're on to step 4, skills. When a character does something particularly risky, they make a skill call. Skill call succeeds if the number rolled is equal to or under the skill value. For most skills, the starting percentage is equal to its initial linked traits. Okay, so a trained skill, noted by an asterisk, is unlike regular skills. They're not something your character is immediately good at, and it takes time to pick it up. They start at 1/5 the value of the linked trait. So we do kind of have a problem here, because we don't actually remember all of our trait values.
Yes.
Because of the crash.
Joel, I'm going to be so for real with you right now.
Yeah?
This might have to be a 2-parter. It is already 9:40. I have not eaten dinner yet. We have no idea what these stats are. I have to get ready for bed 10 minutes ago. So I think what we're probably going to have to do is...
You want to try and pick up tomorrow, or...
I might have time tomorrow.
Okay.
This ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, this was way more
I figured after we were done with step 1, an hour in, I was like, man, this is gonna be a bit of a chunky one.
Mm-hmm. I might actually have to split this.
Yeah. Well, you have your splitting point then, if you do.
Yeah.